What's up, good people? This Isaiah. And as we look at the tape, Sesta here is hitting pretty at 65 shadow. Well, I will say, if I knew she was coming, I probably would have saved up some luring shadow katanas. You know what I mean? Anyway, so I finished up the story for Nona and Company. You know, what was it? The Wanderer and the Binding Night. Finished that up. That took a lot longer than I thought it would. A lot of text, a lot of puzzles, for example, to go through and things of that nature. It took quite a while. In fact, I still think that I'm probably missing something in that ship, the battleship. Pretty sure I'm missing something in the battleship, so I'd have to go through it really again, which I believe it's in the records room. So anyway, finally finished that. Got Nona another style. You know what I'm saying? Have done 0 experimenting with her, so like she has a Void's bow and Helix ring now. Like didn't even use her. Really, because I was just curious on what the skills read and if anything had changed, like if she's in the party, you know what I mean, in that devotion. Was just curious about what that says, and I still have no idea what it says, so I'll have to check that out. Anyway, this video here is just really about running the mysterious Vortex here, the latest and greatest dungeon. It came as you completed the story here. When I first came in here, I was like, yo, what on earth is this thing here? I had no idea what it was. Then I'm like, oh, it's used to run the dungeon. So this here gives me an idea that they're going to keep adding to this here. Again, it's just an idea. I don't know if they're actually going to do it, but hopefully they do that. I think the max here for awards is 54,000. Which is kind of a lot. And as you can see, let me go back through those awards again. Rewards, I should say. Let's see. Luring Shadow Katana, which I believe I already got. Some Guiding Light Katanas. Guiding Light Bows. Guiding Light Hammer. Alright, so not bad. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and run this dungeon here. And the team comp I'm using for a reason. So Sesta, there's people that say that she's useless, and to those people I say you just don't know how to really utilize her kit. So for example, I'm pretty damn sure that if anybody wanted to, we could easily say have Sesta. She sets zone in that first turn, sets zone and awakens zone first turn, considering you have, and assuming you have a party full of wind-based users, at least on the front line. And then after that, I want to say the same thing could happen, meaning you can use that twin blade wolf. And from there, you know, my assumption is that you can just awaken another zone, or what I mean by you can awaken another wind zone. So you set wind zone and then awaken the zone, and then you have access to that exact same skill all over again. I could be completely wrong about that. That would be my understanding of it. Basically, where you just constantly like flip-flop between them. So it's like, okay, we have zone 1 set here, utilize this skill, which I believe I can utilize twice. If not, then I guess I can only utilize it once. Let me just see what the status here says. Normal attack changes when Divine Wolf is stacked. It doesn't actually say how many times Divine Wolf is actually stacked. I'm guessing only once. Let's see. Yeah, I'm guessing only once, and then we can use certain skills to basically constantly stack this Twin Blade Wolf. That's my thinking behind it. Like this, based on just the zone itself, then you can easily just abuse this skill. You know what I mean? Like over and over and over again, with no real issues at all. You know, Well, the actual issue would be finding a character that you can do that with. You know what I mean? Or finding a boss that you can do this with, because, I mean, most bosses would die in that first hit. You know what I mean? It had to be like a super boss, where you go up against a super boss and, you know, you kill them and then they revive themselves. It's like the only thing I can think of. I believe there's a quest where you fight someone who pretty much does exactly that. They basically just keep reviving themselves, you know? So with that in mind, you can actually abuse Cesta's ability. You know what I mean? But of course, you would have to constantly have a wind zone setter and then someone who can also just awaken zone. And when it comes to zone setters for wind, there's not that many of them, unfortunately. I wish there was more, but there's not. We only have, let's see, we have Cesta, obviously. If you want to include Cesta in that overall list, we have, well, that's not what I was looking for, but okay. But as I was saying, we have Cesta, Yifa AS, she can BC in and set zone. You also have the Wind Zone Rasta. You have Suzette, ES, who set zone based on skill, along with 7. You have Vena AS and Claude AS, who can also set Wind Zone. And then we have those who can awaken zone, and the very first character that comes to mind is Curio, right? He can awaken any zone. Well, hell, anybody can awaken any zone, but he can awaken any zone. Cesta, obviously, with her passive, she awakens this wind zone here. Shannon Alter can awaken zone. Ozuki, Alka, Zukiya, Nakoko. I believe his Mena can do it. Who else? Claudius, Cynthia AS. Man, there's a ton of those characters who can awaken zone. Yukino, Perfection. Who else? Orlea could probably do it. There's a lot that can. There's a lot of people who can awaken zones. It's absolutely insane. You know, Dewey Alter. there's a lot of them. So I bring it up because my thinking is that you could probably abuse the Twin Blade Wolf by, okay, use it the first turn, kill the boss, set another zone, BC in someone who can actually awaken that zone. Set another zone with a character who can actually set zone, say like a Suzette or 7, for example. You BC someone who can awaken the zone either via the VC or via a skill, like say Nakoko, and then there you go. You got it right back. You know what I mean? It may take 3 turns to do that, but you know, you get what I'm saying. Like, you could probably abuse the skills, you know what I mean, where just constantly you're getting another zone, you know, another zone awaken, I should say. But again, this is all just an assumption because I haven't really, this is the most I've done with Cesta outside of like the 2 quests to complete her board. Yeah, that's only done the 2 quests. So yeah, other than that, she's a great character, really. Like, she makes short work of that dungeon. You know what I mean? Versus if I were to use, say, this team here, it'd be a bit more challenging because those horrors that you fight, those 2, they set out that barrier, and Yakumo can't pierce that. Even if I use Ify here, right? I can use Ify to KO Yakumo or delete Yakumo. He comes back to life. Okay, cool. He now has the ability to pierce barrier. However, he's doing all this damage, and it hits a stopper, an HP stopper. So it's like, okay, why is it that Cesta can completely disregard that entire thing, but using Ify to penetrate the barrier can't? You know what I mean? Alma would probably be the same way as a Yakumo. I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing, you know, she would be because, again, you know, Efi gives people the ability to pierce barriers, and yet that's not happening. I mean, it does happen, but then we hit that stopper. And I'll show you all what I mean, actually, with this exact team. Actually, I don't have any more red keys. Wow, that's... Okay, fine. Just to show you all what I mean here. Right, I'm gonna go fight that. Oh, man, it's not what I wanted to do. There we go. I'm gonna go fight that mob over there. You know, the horror. And of course, we're gonna go ahead and do our thug thizzle. You know what I'm saying? Do our thing. Get these, what are these called? Spindles? Yeah, time spindles. And then we're gonna go take on this enemy up here, and I'll show you what I mean by hitting a stopper.
I will not lose another.
So naturally, to do the 20 hits, you can either do the 20 hits or just completely disregard it by using Eevee's skill here. So I can go Lunatic on Yakumo here. But use Paladin Queen like we did before. And you'll see why in a bit. And then Chivalry here, which basically just keeps everybody alive. May not be worth it because I believe it's an attack all skill that he's gonna do. That this guy here is gonna do, which may hit everybody. So I don't know. We'll see. For now, actually, I might go with Prominence Purge. We'll go with Prominence Purge.
How's this? Take this! Die!
Right, so as we can see right now, he penetrated the barrier. You know what I mean? That's not good. But he penetrated the barrier, and now it's like, okay, well, we hit this stopper, we gotta do 10 hits now. You know what I mean? So then the question then becomes, well, how do I get the 10 hits? You know what I mean? We'll go with this here. Though it's not really needed, we'll stick with that there. But this is pretty much what I mean. So you can definitely use the Shade team here, but if you don't plan on fighting those, then...
Move! Take this! You!
But yeah, like I said, I mean, the team works, but against this horror, and of course, I could have easily just AF'd him to oblivion, but I've been on a trend lately where I just don't use AF at all. Because you're not always going to have it available, you know what I mean? Story stuff, really. So I tend to just not use it. We'll stick with that. I mean, nothing really changes here.
Take this!
But you all get what I'm saying. Like, that takes 2-3 turns without an AF. Granted, I could have killed him in 2, but that's pretty much what I mean. You know, you hit that stopper, and it's like, okay, wait a second. Why is it that Sesta can just easily, you know, out damage that, basically pierce that barrier to the point where it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna kill this guy in one hit, and you know, Eevee Yakumo can't, you know, unless the damage needs to be so big that it happens in one hit. I mean, that's the only thing I can actually think of. So,
happy birthday to you.
Got you! There! Incinerate! You're fired!
Nobody touches my casket and lives.
There's a treasure chest up there, by the way. I'm about to go get that. Should also be stated that only happens against red guys, you know what I mean? Like, that is not the case against the boss. You know, you can easily just one-shot the boss with this particular team. So, like I said, I mean, if...
Yes, yes.
Do
Quit
I not
blabbing
have
in my ear.
There.
the encounter minus bash? But if you're in there
I'll
and you just want to
remember
go
this
straight to the
fight,
boss,
too.
you can easily do that with this particular team. You know, if you want to take on the red enemy, then you obviously would have to take into consideration the fact that A is going to be a tad bit longer than what I would like. So,
Get bent.
what could also be stated here is that I don't think I have to go back and watch the video, but I'm pretty sure there was no poison or pain set on the enemy. Mainly poison, and I say poison because Yakumo has poison Grasta. Wow, these rewards are terrible. You know, that's like hard dungeon only kind of stuff. But Yakumo has, like I said, poison related Rasta and not pain related Rasta. So just something else to consider. Plus he's also using a void staff, which should be this staff here. But yeah, there's that. Other than that, I mean, like I said, I mean, either team works, this one here or this one here. I mean, main thing here, Yakumo being a damage dealer, I'm pretty sure I don't have to explain how to build him or use him, really. Main thing we're doing, we're just going with a delete skill. Here, the skill. Ooh, she has a, oh, okay. I'm gonna have to give her one extra skill there. Tuva, the skills she has right now, and then of course, her weapon and armor, radius, right, the tank of all tanks. And then, of course, in this one here, we have Sesta, up his dagger and whatnot. Her skills, which, as you all saw earlier, we don't use, right? Yifa, her skills, her kit here, meant to raise her spirit, which is currently at 454, I believe. Her faith skill maxes out. Like, I believe there's a limit. I think it's like 300, maybe 360 or whatever. So, obviously, being at 454 is a bit overkill, you know what I mean? But whatever. All right. Her Grasta, like I said, it's just things to increase her spirit even further, right? As you can see here. Aside from that, Garen Brell, right? He didn't even have anything equipped. Like no weapon, I should say. There we go. And his abilities here, he also has an extra skill slot. Okay. Gonna have to use that. Grasta, right? Nothing major because he doesn't, like I said, he doesn't get used other than for the barrier. And again, I said that's a just in case kind of deal. All right. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, the dungeon itself, pretty simple. I don't like the setup really because like where the treasure chests are at, you know what I mean? You have one in the middle and then you have one at the very bottom right-hand corner. It's like, okay. You know what I mean? It's not like a continuous flow where I can just say, I start making like that last map. I can't just go left, you know, left down, and boom, get all the treasures. No, I have to go left, collect it, go back all the way to the right, and then collect it and then leave. But anyway, that's the dungeon in a nutshell. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and probably gonna go do Sesta's quest here, just to finish it off, get it over with. So yeah, there's my my whole review. That's pretty much all I got really. Was just wanted to use a key to run the dungeon again. I don't know if I got anything from, oh, never mind. I got some stuff in the inbox. All right. So we got prayer. We got some attack fragments. Nice. Kind of like katana, which I can give to, Azami. But yeah, there we go. That's pretty much it. So that's the dungeon. Like I said, if you're gonna run the dungeon, be very aware of like the horrors. If you have Zesta, then you should pretty much be fine. Obviously have someone who can set pain, right, to do as much damage as humanly possible. And then of course have the 4 wind-based users. I believe you can actually make her skill a preemptive if she has like a preemptive Grasta or like a Falcon badge, for example. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to get out of here. Talk to you all later.